and gentlemen, we live in a generation where people don't even think about their future. This is why I created this Successful Team podcast, to inspire and teach young adults on how to succeed in life. To become successful in life, there are 13 laws to apply. The first law of success is being healthy. The more you exercise, the more healthy you are. The more you eat healthy, the healthier your mind becomes. Let me give you an example. Let's imagine you're a business owner and you sell avocados all around the world. You're a multimillionaire and you're going to do a deal today. And the guy comes into your room in the meeting. He's fat. He looks lazy. He looks tired and unhealthy. Would you trust him? Most of you would say no. I understand that judging people might be bad, but we all judge people. No matter what you think, no matter what you say, we judge people on their looks. Become healthier, eat healthier, drink more water, exercise more. It doesn't have to be in the gym, it just has to be you determined to be more active. Now that you are fit and healthy, and now you have a clear mind, law number 2, you need to know how to fight. A person who knows how to fight will always win against a person who doesn't. You have to learn how to fight, as it gives you confidence in any room. If you go to a room where there's more important people than you, looks don't matter anymore. So you have to know how to fight. First of all, to protect yourself, and second of all, to protect others. And if you learn this, there's a secret confidence hack you gain after learning fighting. You'll go into any room knowing that nobody in that room can hurt you. And that confidence will bring you to a different level in life. On the lines of self-defense and confidence about yourself, you have to learn how to control your emotions. Learn stoicism. People might be shouting at you, angry, but you act like that anger does not control you. Once you start acting like that, emotions don't control you from the outside, most of the time, people will stop. And you will stop actually gaining the emotions that other people try to give you, like anger, sadness, fear. Once you learn how to control anger, it is a lot easier to know how to control fear and sadness. And controlling your fears is very important in life, as it gives you more opportunities in life. It gives you more opportunities to be successful. The book I would recommend anyone to read to learn more about Stoicism is a little book of Stoicism. So start with your journey, and the link will be in the description. Stoicism is like a line. This line represents your emotions in life. And normally your life looks like this before Stoicism. What Stoicism does is no matter what negative emotion you have, the wave does not go under the line. And any surplus of emotions is just an addition in life. Thinking in this way will make you more grateful for the emotions you have and the things you have. You have to let go of the things that are hard to hold on. And that's what Stoicism does. So the law number 3, you have to learn how to control your emotions with Stoicism. Once you learn how to control your emotions, now you can learn about discipline. Discipline is a very hard thing to learn, as most people don't have this. To do something every single day, even if it fails, you keep on going. You keep on changing the plan, but you do it every single day. Most people do the things when they want to do. And once you control your emotions, you do the things you don't want to do. Same with exercising. If you exercise every time when you feel like exercising, you'll get nowhere in life. You'll not be healthier than you were before. But if you exercise every time when you don't want to, and the days you want to, you'll be somewhere on a path to success. And this is where people make the most mistakes. They listen to their emotions, and once they listen to their emotions, their discipline gets destroyed, and then they can't get anywhere. So the thing I would advise with people to do is to stop listening to your emotions, then learn how to apply discipline, because it's very easy to apply discipline if you don't act on the emotions you are feeling. If you do what you don't want to do at the moment, like going to the gym or working, you get a lot further in life than anyone else. And that's how people get to success. They work and work, even if they don't feel like it. Once you control your emotions and you have this discipline and you're healthy, you work out every single day. Where do I get the knowledge to actually start a business? Or where do I get the knowledge to actually start something in life? How do I change my mindset? How do I change my life path? Read a lot of books. You might be feeling at the moment, as I am feeling right now, that I don't have that much time. But that's completely wrong. You have a lot of time. Your life is just started. Even if you're 24, 22, 20, 16, you still have a lot of time. There is still 4 times your life still ahead of you. And your life just started. Imagine that. Your life just started. You started to think logically right now at the age of 16 to 20. And you still have 4 times of that life. So, at a young age, you should read lots of books. You should be reading at least 1 book per 2 weeks. You can also listen to books, which I do on a daily basis. If you want to get a 30-day free trial on Audible, the link will be in the description. Listening to audiobooks is also a good way of reading them. The only difference is that you only obtain 10% of what you listen, and you only obtain 30% of what you read. So the advice here is to listen to books and also to read them. And if you're just starting or reading books, here are the 3 books I would advise you to start with. Think and Grow Rich, Atomic Habits, and The Diary of the CEO. All these 3 books will be in the description for you to buy on Amazon. Reading all these books will make you never regret reading them, as you still are at a young age. And this time, instead of spending that time on social media, use your time more wisely. The only rule with reading or listening audiobooks is that every time you read a book or you listen to one, you have to take action. By not taking action after reading a book, you do not gain the knowledge. Use the knowledge that you have just learned in the book and gain something from it in real life. Don't be that person who reads books, doesn't act on them, but gets addicted with reading information, because that will tear your life apart. You'll get addicted to reading and not acting. Don't be scared, use discipline, and read a lot of books at a young age. Now that you have your time spent more wisely, wake up earlier. At the age of 16 to 20, you should be sleeping more. Most of the time, most people say you have to sleep more, you have to regenerate more, but that isn't really the case. If you eat healthy, drink a lot of water, exercise, read, you're disciplined, all these things will help you into sleeping less. What I recommend is to sleep no longer than 7 hours and no less than 7 hours. And there's one trick to wake up earlier. If you go to sleep at 9 p.m, you wake up at 4 a.m. If you go to sleep at 12 p.m, you wake up at 7 a.m. You only have 7 hours of sleep every single day, so use them wisely. Don't use your phone before bed, first of all. And second of all, there's a trick on how to wake up your mind so that you can wake up in the morning. Most of the time, what happens is that we wake up at this early, ridiculous time, 4 a.m., 3 a.m. We wake up, we're so tired, we can't even open our own eyes. And we go to our alarm clock, our phones, we turn off and we tell ourselves, how stupid was I to think I was going to wake up at this time. Then we wake up the second time and we regret not waking up. That's what always happens. We regret that we didn't wake up. We should have woken up, but we didn't. So why is that? At the time when you were waking up, you told yourself you're too tired, you want to sleep more, you do it tomorrow, you do it next week, and these are the voices in your head that you have to ignore. And there's a trick on ignoring these voices. And I frequently learned this technique when I couldn't wake up at 4 a.m, where I was just so tired I couldn't wake up. My alarm rings at 4 a.m. I stand up, turn off my alarm, and instead of going back to sleep straight away, I take my phone and scroll through social media, telling my brain to wake up. As what do you actually do when you wake up? Let's say you're an 18-year-old teenager or a 17, 16-year-old teenager. What do you do first thing in the morning when you wake up? Most of you would say that you take your phone and you scroll through social media. Most of you do that. Let's not lie here. Most of you do that. So why do we take that as an advantage? When we wake up in the morning and we feel so tired, why don't we just use that habit that usually tells the brain that we're woken up and use it on a ridiculous time like 4 a.m. If we wake up at 4 a.m. and we scroll through social media, normally we would do that at 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. and your brain thinks it's 8 a.m. And yes, it is bad to scroll through social media the first thing in the morning, but that doesn't have to be forever. You can do this for the next 3 days and you'll see that the fourth day you wake up before the alarm clock. And I've done this so many times, and I've always woken up half an hour before the alarm clock on the third day. Once you wake up at 3:30 a.m. without an alarm clock, you can start acting on taking away the social media and replacing it with either exercise or work. So once you stop sleeping more than 7 hours and no less than 7 hours, we get to the 7th law. Delete all social media on your phone. Use so much time on social media these days. If you check your time limit on your phone, on how much time you actually spend on these apps that give you no advantage in life, just dopamine, fake dopamine all the time, you start to realize this is bullcrap. Why am I doing this to myself? But you're so addicted to it that you can't stop. It's like a habit that you cannot stop. So there's two alternatives in this here. The first one, which I recommend to do, which I actually have on my phone, is to download an app called OneSec. And this app gives you a shortcut. So once you open an Instagram app or Facebook app, it turns a shortcut that tells you to wait for 60 seconds and tell it, the application, why do you want to open it. Because most of the time when we open an application like social media, we do it without even thinking about it. So if we really have to open the application, we wait for 30 seconds, let's say. Or play a little game that you have to hold your finger on the screen. And this app is great for that. If you want to download this app, it'll be down in the link in the description. But Downloading this app will help you 100%. You'll stop looking at your phone. You'll stop using social media for dopamine. As I stopped using social media for the past year now, and I don't even go on it anymore. And I use these applications to control my mind, control what I do on my phone, and not get addicted on social media. I haven't been on social media for a whole year now. And there's a second option which you could do. Completely delete all social media on your phone and only use social media on your computer. Law number 8. You think that you are better than everyone. There is this one thing that every successful entrepreneur has. And it's the thought that they're the best person in the world. They think they're better than everyone. Do you have this trait? You're not born with this trait. You're made with this trait. Through experience, through pain and suffering, we can actually learn how to be like this. And it's a good thing to have. Thinking that you're the best person in the world, better than anyone, is a very healthy thing to have too. But also that if you had to do something that you had no idea how to do or what to do, you do anything in your power to make it happen. You're a successful person who thinks he's the best because he tries the best. If you really tried the best in your life, you will get to the place where you want to be, which you call success. But how do we actually learn this kind of tip? How do we learn to be the best person in the world? Well, we need proof. Proof to yourself. Most people, when they wake up and they want to go to the gym, they tell themselves, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes by, they don't do it. They don't do it the next day, the next week, the next month. They lie to themselves. And because you lie to yourself, how can you think you're the best person in the world and you can beat anyone if you can't even trust yourself with the words you are saying? Every time I say something, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to wake up at 4 a.m, I'm going to do these amazing things, I don't lie to myself, I just do them. Because they're important to do. If you trust yourself 100% and you think you are the best in the world, you don't lie to yourself. What is my past like? I ran a lot when I was 16, 17 years old, and I ran through pain. I couldn't run anymore, and I was still running every single day. My legs were in pain and suffering, but I told myself, my mind is more stronger than my body, and I'll go through it. And that experience taught me a lot. It taught me that I can do anything just when I put my mind towards it. I experienced through hell those 2 weeks. I ran 200 kilometers in 2 weeks. Why would I do this to myself? Why would I inflict pain and suffering to myself to understand myself? It's all about understanding yourself and trusting yourself and believing that you can do anything. If I told myself I won't go the next day because I don't feel like it, but I told myself I'm going to go every single day for 2 weeks, but I lied to myself and I'd broken that trust. Well, how can you lie to yourself and not trust yourself that you're the best person in the world? This is where most people get the problem. They tell themselves they're going to go to the gym tomorrow. They're going to eat healthy. They're going to drink more water. They're going to work harder. They don't do it anymore. They just lie to themselves, tell themselves it's okay to lie to themselves, and they run their life like that. Build your story first. Then you can become the person who you want to be. The successful person who thinks he's the best in the world. Build your story first. Now we get to the physical side of the laws. Because if you go to a room full of business people and you dress in pajamas, who's going to have respect for you? Like, who is this guy coming into my meeting wearing pajamas, wanting to network, and he looks like a tramp? Nobody wants to talk to him. But if a guy comes in a suit, an elegant suit, everyone's going to have respect for him. And the younger he is, that way he wears suits, the more respect he has. I had an experience where I started wearing loads of suits. I love suits. I would die for suits, to be honest. And I love to buy them, wear them, and walk around in them. But the only reason I don't wear pajamas every day and I go to business meetings or networking in my pajamas is because nobody has respect for you then. The second I put on my suit, I had respect out of nowhere. And I was surprised about this. Like, I wore a suit and then everyone's respect me in the way, they behave completely different. They think that I'm this important person, which I am, but they respect me because of it. And that's the only reason I wear suits. First of all, well, two reasons. The first reason is because I like suits. I love to wear suits because it makes me more of a manly guy, more masculine. And second, I get more respect from people who are more important than me, but also people who aren't that important or less important as me. But having respect from those people is such a confidence booster, because then you think you rule the world. You think you're the best. Because you walk into any room and you wear a suit, and literally everyone has respect for you. And then when you tell your age, that you're 18, 19, there's shock on their face. How many times this has happened to me when a guy came to me, a businessman, a very important person, a parent or a friend of mine, who would walk up to me, say hi to me and ask me for my age. And I say I'm 18. They get surprised because they remember when they were 18 and they knew that they were too scared to wear a suit. They knew that they can't be that important at that age. But I somehow accomplished it. And I understand. Wearing a suit might be a little bit uncomfortable. Everyone's gonna start pointing you out. What if I wear suits in school, let's say? Everyone's gonna start making fun of me. But the one thing I have learned since 6 years of my life is that people will make fun of you for the first 2 weeks and then they shut up. They shut up because they get bored of it. It's nothing new now. If you wear suits every single day for 14 days, a different suit every 3 days, let's say, they just shut up because they stopped thinking it as a new information. People really like new information. If there's something different, if there's something new, and they like to talk about it and make fun of it. But they just shut up after 2 weeks. And I had experiences of like this every single time. I made YouTube videos, people were talking about it for 2 weeks, and then they shut up the third. I started doing other things that people made fun of me. They shut up after 2 weeks. They shut up because they can't make fun of you after they made fun of you. They went all the way to make fun of you for 2 weeks, and they can't think of anything else. So, the reason why you're scared is because people are gonna judge you for it. But you're supposed to think you're the best person in the world. You're supposed to wear that suit. And if people make fun of you, that's good. I remember this time where I was walking in town here in Poland. And I was walking in my suit, like normally, going to my place, which I call PCI, a place where I can work in silent and nobody really distracts me. And it's not working at home. I go there, walk past the park, and these girls, a little bit younger than me, maybe 16, 17, they look at me and they laugh, laughing that I'm wearing a suit. I looked at them, smiled, and went off and started laughing because they're judging me for wearing a suit. And they're in a position in life where they go to school, they don't do anything in life, and they stare on their phone for 24 hours a day. And the reason I judge this because you can see, if people judge you for the way you look, the way you wear, You can see that they have bad lives. People only judge because they have bad lives. If they laugh, if they talk about it, they have bad lives. If they just only think about it and try to push these thoughts away, like I do. I have a judge. I can judge someone and I push away those thoughts because I don't want to judge people. People are a lot nicer than they think they are. And that's where I come from. They laughed at me. I laughed at the situation. It's completely different. People will laugh at you. People will make fun of you. People will be confused about you. But that's the point. People must be confused. You need to put a smoke screen in front of you to distract them. Because the more distracted they are, the more attention they give you. And the more attention they give you, the more confidence you have. You should dress like a queen or a king, whoever you are. Walk around like a king or queen. Feel it. You have to understand that. You need to understand that you have to pretend you are the king of the world and walk around in a suit. And I would always advise you to overdress in everywhere you go. Overdress. The reason because when you learn how to overdress at a young age, you'll know how to dress in the future. I don't mean overdressing in a funeral. That will be a stupid thing. You have to think a little bit logically. But going to like a networking place or a club, you go to a networking club and you overdress. You go to a family meeting and you overdress. You go for a date or hanging out with friends and you overdress. Because it's very important to overdress. Because people will give you attention. You'll become more powerful and you become more confident. You get the power. You get the confidence. You get the attention. But now you have to use these powers correctly in the right position. You need to know how to talk to people. Talking to people is very hard for most people. To be honest, 99% of people do not know how to talk. Let me give you an example. So I've got a friend, Jeff. He talks about himself all the time. Talks. And then I talk to him. I talk about myself. He talks about himself. I talk about myself. What kind of conversation is that? These two kind of people just talk about themselves all the time and they don't even listen to each other. How do you have a conversation? You need one person who talks and one person who listens, right? That's supposed to be a conversation. And the way you can have a better conversation by talking to someone is by listening and asking questions about the topic they're talking about. Be active listening. Listen, ask questions about it, and get deeper into the conversation by not talking about yourself, not talking about your past coincidences or stories, but just by listening and asking questions. Give the person attention. The more they talk, the more they like you. And that's life. Another way to learn how to talk is to go to networking clubs. Go and test yourself. Listen to people. Ask questions. Understand them. Understand their emotions and their goals in life. And there's 2 books I would recommend to read before going to these networking clubs. The first book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. The second one is How to Talk to Anyone. And these links will be down below in Amazon links in the description. But reading these books will give you an advantage when you go to these networking clubs. You have to learn from these books and do action. You have to take action and go to networking and use these techniques. I had a problem about my networking. I live here in Poland, and every time I go to a networking account, I try to speak in Polish. I could not understand them really. 99% of what they said, I did not understand. I only understood them because of their body language. And That's how it worked. And I always understand, how can I make this my advantage? How can I make that situation my advantage? And the reason why people don't catch that I'm British, that I only speak English and Polish is my second language, the only reason they don't notice is because from the 4 years I lived here, my Polish accent has gone so good that I can't even notice the difference. People don't notice that I'm British because my accent disappeared when I speak in Polish. But when I speak in English, the accent comes back. And because of this, I did not realize that I was speaking Polish with a nearly perfect accent. I always thought I was speaking Polish with an English accent. And this was a blockage. I did not understand that. So I went to my father and asked him, what can I do here to fix this problem? He told me, what can you do right now to take this as an advantage? You speak only English and your second language is Polish. But people don't understand that you're British. So what can you do here? And I'm like, I could speak English. But what if people don't understand? And he told me, ask them if they can speak in English. And 99% of people will say yes and speak with you in English. And if someone says no, just say that you can speak in Polish. And that just changed everything. The next time I went to a networking club, I asked everyone to speak in English. And I was the attention. The first thing that they had in their thoughts was that I'm the guy who's from Britain, who's young, who wears a suit, whose body language is completely impeccable and has confidence. And that day, I spoke to everyone in English. And after this club networking, they asked me if I wanted to give a review to the whole class, because it was a whole class here and I was in front. So I said, sure, but I'm going to say it in English because I can only speak English. I go to the front and I make a massive presentation. Well, not massive, to like a 1 minute and a half, just saying how this place is so good. And I was looking for this place all my life and to find people just like me. I didn't sound just like this, but I'm trying to give you an example of how it looked. I was giving a presentation, doing my body language, walking around, showing everyone what to do. And I was so scared. You need to understand, I was so scared. But I did it anyways. Because I have to. What am I going to say? No, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to give you a review. This place is the best place ever. I've always been looking for this place ever. And obviously I said that from my heart. I said that from my heart. Instead of making fun of them or lying to them, I said something from my heart. I feared it, but I still did it. And you need to know how to talk to people, to present it. And maybe I was terrible. Maybe I was terrible at speaking to people on stage. But next time I'll learn. Next time I'll do better. Next time I'll read more books about it and how to improve my language, my speaking, my body language. Just act. You have to take action. It's important. Take action. Now, we're on the topics of body language when we're speaking on stage. So the 11th law is body language. If you're in a networking conference or club, if your body language is not in the right place, you will not get your attention. If you are in a networking conference and you're sitting like this, crossed arms, too scared, or hands in the pocket, the reason people don't walk up to you is because you have a body language. This represents you're unsafe and you want to protect yourself. You're unconfident about the situation. So move your hands a little bit. Move your hands, show everyone the exit and the entrance. Just be more animated. Do things with your hands. Don't put your hands in your pockets. You can put one hand in your pocket, but your thumb has to go out. These are like these rules that If you want someone to approach you, you need to have confidence and good body language. But the thing is, you also have to approach people in a good way. You can't just go around going up like, hey, what's your name? Hi, my name's Simon. I work in a construction site. So I have a business in this and this and this. No, you have to do it in a different way. You have to go up to us and, excuse me, I didn't want to disturb, but your topic is very interesting. Could I join in? Yeah, my name is Simon. Oh, you work in a construction site. You know, you have to have this good confidence. You have to have that way. And the only way you can learn confidence is by examining people, analyzing them, understanding it, and also implementing the good body language into yourself. Okay, let's say that you have accomplished everything. You're healthy, you work out, you control your emotions, you can network, you show your body language, you wear suits. Now you're completely complete with everything, nearly everything. Now you can start actually making money. Most people actually think in the wrong way about money. They think, how can I make my money? This isn't even a question. How can I make money? Well, where? Why? Where and what and why? It doesn't answer the question in your head. But if you change the way you phrase that word, that sentence, what can I do right now to earn money? It's completely different, isn't it? You start thinking about all the skills you have. Even if you don't have any skills, write down from the past what you have accomplished in life, what you have learned, and use that as a way to make money. Because most of the time, you don't really think you can monetize something, but you actually can. You need to figure it out. You have to take action, and you have to start making money today. And that's the way you have to think. Not how can I make my money? What can I do right now to make money today? That's the phrase in your head you should have every single day. How can I make money today? What can I do today? The more you think about this, the more ideas come to your mind to start businesses. It's all wrong with people's minds. Oh, you don't have a skill. Try to find it from your past. Try to find it if there is something you've done in life that has a good skill. You don't have to be amazing at it. You just have to be good. Learn a little bit about it. Not much. I would give yourself a week to learn, max. Give yourself every single day, learn for 7 days and start for something. Start something after the 8th day. You don't have to do anything. If you're already amazing at something, start the business today. You have to change the way you think. What can you do today to start making money today? Law number 13. The last law. Once you earn the money, once you earn the best body in your life, the best mindset, the best everything. And most people will disagree about this, but I'll tell you why I put this on the last, to be used as last. It's to believe in God, spiritually. If you don't believe in God, start believing in God. Because it helps you in your life. Even if God doesn't exist, let's imagine that God doesn't exist, even though he does. You will start believing that there's a higher force in life and everything is planned. So you'll be more calmer because you know you're going to get controlled. And even though something bad happens, you still think you're on the right path. And because of manifestation, which is real, confirmed by the FBI, because you believe that there is God and he's taking you on the path to success, to wealth, to a well-being life, or maybe pain and suffering, you still have a smile on your face because you have faith. And manifestation changes your path the way you want it, to your destination where you want it, or even further. And that's why it's the most important part to believe in God. It is important. If you don't want to believe in God, that's okay, but you're missing a large portion of life. If you already believe in God, that's good. Believe in Him even more. Imagine your God, the Father. He creates all these people, all these humans, and He specifically wants you to succeed. He would give you the most painful and suffering path to learn the most, to become the most successful person on the planet. Without pain and suffering, there is no success. You have to have sleepless nights, work out every single day. You have to be in pain and suffering every single day. I don't mean to hurt yourself in some way. I mean mentally and physically be tired. Do it every single day. Be disciplined. Wear good clothes. Have a smile on your face. Control your emotions and believe in God. Because if you believe in God, you will believe in yourself. And believing in yourself is the only way to success. Faith is success. Thank you for listening or watching this podcast. I hope you have learned a lot from me and how to become successful in life as a teenager or as a young adult. If you want to click right here, there's a video on how to overcome loneliness, because loneliness is one of the traits of a successful person. I hope you great joy, happiness, and love, and a successful life. Goodbye.